I was quite surprised to see how low the rating is for When in Rome. This is, of course, the 2002 version with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. In case you are new to my content, I grew up basically worshipping Mary-Kate and Ashley. I'm still very much an admirer of their career, both past and present. And When in Rome is one of the ones that I thought was one of the more popular ones, certainly from the kind of latter half of their acting days. But it's got 4.8 out of 10, which is pretty low. I actually really like this film. I know I'm biased because I love, I just adored them growing up, so I've always got this kind of nostalgic, fond approach to watching their films. But I think it's got some pretty good, if not unique, things to it. This was directed by Steve Purcell, written by Michael Swerdlick, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and stars, of course, Mary-Kate and Ashley as Charli and Leila. And I'll read the description from IMDb, because I think this gives a nice overview without really spoiling anything. And when I read this, you'll notice straight away that this basically has the blueprint of every Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen film. Leila and Charlie Hunter are in Rome to participate in a summer intern program. After they begin their jobs, they are immediately fired due to careless mishaps. But Derek Hammond, who owns the company, decides to reinstate Leila and Charlie. But while in Rome, Leila and Charlie find true romance that will take them joyriding to see the sights throughout the city of Rome. So we have the two very core elements of Olsen films. We have fashion and we have boys. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's anything unique. But what the Olsen films did was take this blueprint and put it in different locations. Obviously, we've been to Paris, Australia, obviously New York, London, and now we are in Italy. And the scenery is beautiful. It is really scenic. It's very aesthetically pleasing as far as the backdrops are, and obviously the aspects of fashion are brilliant. This is very much, if you watch their films, the earlier films are about them getting into mishaps, usually mystery based, when they have to just kind of solve a problem, probably build off of the back of the Mary-Kate and Ashley mystery series. But their later films are obviously very fashion heavy. You can kind of see the direction in which their interests were going, and that's certainly the case here. I feel like it is quintessential Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and in a way, although it was released in 2002, it feels maybe a little bit more modern than that. It's not one of their ones that has dated itself very quickly. Although I often find with the Olsen's fashion that, I don't know how much of a say they had in the clothes in this, by the way. Costume design is by Irene Bilo and Lauren Goddard Thomas, but I'm pretty sure at this point they would have had at least a little bit of input into what they were wearing. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I find that their fashion, certainly in their films, was usually pretty timeless. It's not always easy to date a film based on their clothing. I liked seeing the city. I liked seeing aspects of Rome through their eyes. I do think it was maybe a bit far-fetched that they'd be let go from this internship and then immediately, being given their jobs again. It also shows that they're not perfect. These characters, everybody looks up to the Olsen characters a lot, and, their fan base. But it goes to show that actually if you want something, you have to work hard for it. But also at the same time, you might just get a nice company owner who'll hire you back. So a little bit of mixed messaging there. But I like it. I really like it. I don't care about the romance aspect. I don't care about the internship. Although I do like kind of watching the characters evolve within the realm of the internship and what their life is like in this brief period in Rome. Ultimately, I just like seeing two actors who I adore in a very beautiful city. For children who like Mary-Kate and Ashley, I think it's quite a fun film. If you're not a fan of them, I really don't think you're going to get anything out of this. And that's pretty much the case for all of their films. I think the only ones that would be the exception would be things like Winning London, where you have Model UN, and it's actually quite fascinating and really interesting and thought-provoking. But the majority of the others are all very similar. When in Rome is not my favourite. I think I definitely prefer their younger films to the ones when they were maybe 16, 17. But When in Rome is still a lot of fun for me. It's beautiful nostalgia. If you're a fan of Mary-Kate and Ashley and you've not yet seen it, ignore the rating, give it a watch. I think you'll find it pretty good fun.